Well,
Cake.
good evening, my friend. Hello and welcome to Late Night with Kettle Kitchen and Blue. Thank you, everybody.
Good
I
morning.
actually had you pulled out and then I brought you back in because I seen you sitting there. So I was watching. I actually wasn't going to bring you up, but you're there. So hello, welcome, thank you, all the
Hello.
good stuff. So let's run through and see who all we have. Lori prepping for heaven is first. She'll be hopping in shortly. Dark Lord Menet, thank you for coming in. Mimi's Dishes, hello. And Rena LaRue and Helena M. And it looks like it's going to be a quiet night.
It does.
But that's okay because we still keep going.
Yep.
Yeah. You're actually lucky you got me because I actually was not feeling good earlier. And I was like, oh, go away, go away, go away, go away. And it went away. So that part of it made it easier, but still.
Yeah.
So it's going to be just me and Miss Blue this evening. Others have things going on, so that's fine.
Yes.
Life happens. Again, as always, I apologize for the wonderful, outstanding, award-winning internet that I have, and if it blocks me, it blocks me. There's nothing I can do about it. Teresa Jukiewicz is with us. Thank you for coming in. Did you find that humorous, my friend? Award-winning internet. I just want to restate that. I don't know what awards they've won, but they haven't won them from my area. I can tell you that much.
No, well, I totally get that. I mean, like, I'm on a mission with mine, as you know.
I do know. Yes. Wendy Zimmerman's in with us. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
So I do want to say something before we get too far. And some of the people in here were involved on the Tuesday night game night with us. And I've got some bad news for anybody that didn't get a chance to watch that. You won't be getting a chance to watch that. That video, due to copyright issues, has been blocked, and I am unable to fix it nor leave it posted because when you go click on it, it says this video has been removed due to copyright issues. So, yeah, that's a gone, bye-bye, won't ever reappear again, unfortunately, because we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves that night. We had a good time. But, you know, one song out of 83, you know, somebody's got to not like what you're doing. So, okay.
Yeah. I think at this point, stuff like that is about greed more than anything. So if anyone knows Andrew Ridgely, can you go slap him sideways, please?
Yes. Because I will justify my side of it. I am not a monetized channel. Nothing that we do on my channel ever is funded by something, if that makes any sense. I'm not getting a check from YouTube, not getting a check from Google AdSense. I don't get nothing. And somebody, I'll tell you, as one of our dear friends told us, I won't use her exact words, but I will try to get as close as I possibly can. And there went that award-winning internet. I'm just telling you that.
It's all good.
I will tell you what one of our friends, because I don't know what you heard. I will tell you what one of our dear friends told us. I'll get as close as I possibly can, but it won't be exact. You can use your own imagination, but I'm not going to tell you who it was. Good afternoon, Annette. Thank you for coming in. That individual says, why do old grumpy musicians have to be greedy and stingy with their old songs that all we're doing is technically advertising for them? We're not out to make money off of it. We're not trying to gain any money off of it. It would be different if subscribership gave me money, but it doesn't. It'd be different if views gave me money, but it doesn't. And I don't have AdSense. So nobody's making any money off of it. And most of these songs stay within the 8 to 10 second phrase. The particular song that ripped us off for ever seeing that video again was only 10 seconds long, just so everybody knows. Yes. 83 songs. I got 11 copyright claims. None of them were strikes. And all but 4 of them had an impact on my channel. The 3 that, other than the one we're talking about, that did have an impact, I would have been able to go in and fix it, mute the song, we'd been fine. But the one raised a big enough stink and no more video. So it is what it is. Congratulations, Teresa. They got Starlink finally. She seems very happy. Yes. And
as it was really. I reckon we should let down Andrew Ridgely's tires next time he tries to get on the track.
Yeah. I just, I, you know, and yet, and again, we've talked about this many, many times before. You can have channels that will play songs for an hour and a half and they don't get dinged like that, but they're going through different ways of doing it. And, you know, I do know that some people for music, they will pay royalties or licensing for it. I'm not spending that kind of money because we talked about that at 80 songs. That easily could have been $800 to $1,600 just for those songs. I ain't got the time or the money for that. So, anyways, but I come up with a solution, but that's going to be down the road.
Okay.
And me and Patty tested it out. We're going to hone in a little different. You get 3 seconds of a song and it'll be a very specific thing in the song. And it won't be the lead in, it won't be, you know, leads up. I'm going to try to be as fair to the people as possible. And you only get 3 seconds though. So you better be able to hear it or you're going to lose it. And theoretically, there shouldn't be any copyright claim of any sort on 3-second songs.
No.
If there is, I'm going to complain horrendously.
Yeah.
But that being said, I've decided what our next game is going to be.
Okay.
Are you ready for it?
Yep.
So let me share the screen.
Drum roll.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? Because I couldn't see you. So I'm not saying I'm not saying this is the one I'm getting. I just went and found this for an example. So basically, we're going to play Taboo.
Never heard of it.
So if you look up here on the very first top card, that's orange. It says mummy, right?
Right.
Okay. Then those words down below that do not say is you're trying to get your partner to say the word mummy without using those 5 words. Make sense?
Okay.
Okay. And you only got a certain amount of time to do it in.
Okay.
Any questions?
Nope.
Why do I get the feeling like you're not asking me questions because you don't plan on playing?
No, I'm just sitting here actually working it out how I do it.
You were sitting here what?
Working it out. So how to do it without doing it.
It's not as easy, but it is when you start processing it through your head. It's like, okay, I guess I could do that, and I could do that.
I mean, the first one's easy.
It is to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
me, it's really easy.
It's real easy because that's what you call mother over there.
Well, I was just thinking daddy.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Yep.
Award-winning internet again. Thank you very much. Yeah, and they're one-word clues only. So the person giving it can only give one word. Oh, prepping for heaven, you're fine because if my internet lags like this all night, you won't have a hard time catching up.
Yeah.
So I'm curious whether people think that's a good idea or not. Now we only have 9 in here, and not all, there are some of our old what what is the word I'm looking? I was going to say old, and that's not what I meant. Those who visit us more often on game night, there are some that are missing. There are some that are in here. So I am curious to know whether they like it or not, those that are in here that do come to game night. So any thoughts?
I've worked them all out. I've worked out what I would say for each one.
Good. But, the other thing, this is one of those ones, and we've played this before. I'm going to have to set it up so that I can access each of the people playing. I'm going to have to access their phone number so I can send them, here's the next card. Here's the next card.
Can I just ask? So you can't say more than one word, but can you say a hyphenated word?
Well, let me go look real quick. If you give me just a half second, I will tell you. Just because I've only played it a few times and I don't remember. So we will find out. I'm stuck on this thought that you can't use hyphenated words for some reason.
Oh. Well, that's not fair. But if it's a descriptor where they go together, then surely it should be allowed.
Well, let's just see what Googly Pants tells us, okay?
Hey, it's your game. You make the rules.
Okay.
That was a good save.
That was a good save. I like that, actually. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I've been awake for a while.
I can tell. I will have to look it up. So.
Okay.
Huh? I don't know. But it would be, it'd be good to know, and there will be, the rules will be stated to each person, so we'll figure it out. But I think that's what we'll do, and we'll probably do it as panelists to start. And then I'll try to figure out a way to do it so that we can involve chat at some point in time. I'm just not quite sure. Even with the music one we did, remember the music in chat night, the struggle we had was waiting on people to respond in chat. That seemed to consume a lot of the time. So hello, 9 Acre Family Farm. But that's what we'll do. I think we'll do it that way. We'll play a couple weeks where it's just panelists, and then I'll try to figure out some way to do it a little different. So we might have a special guest for Sunday functioning chat, but I'm not. We're still working out the details.
Okay.
That would be cool if that works out. Then we'll do game night again on Tuesday night. Again, I thought there was something else I wanted to talk about tonight, but I don't remember what it was. I just remember we were talking about Chitty Chat and the announcement for game night, which we've already done.
Yep.
So, what is the name?
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. I'll figure that out. Never mind. On May 30th, I don't remember even what the time is right now. I'll have to go look at it. But on May 30th, I will be over on Tammy, Mountain Grandma, and Lisa's live for their 7 goals.
Nice.
Yes. So
nice.
That'll be nice. That's something awesome. A little different for me,
Yeah.
And I want to give credit where credit is due, by the way. I've had a conversation with a lot of people about, sorry, I went stagnant again, didn't I?
No.
Oh, I did on my end. My end was like circle, 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 circle.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Lisa at Yogi Hollow Farm is the first one that had me up on her panel in a live situation.
Yeah.
And I was hooked. Ever since, I was hooked. That's all it took. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I had a blast. And so for that, she gets total credit of that whole engagement. So if anybody's ever upset about what I do on Kettle Kitchen in my lives, you can blame her because it's her fault. Anyway.
Lisa's awesome.
She is.
Yeah.
She is. Oh, I don't know if she thought about that. Oh, no. Memorial Day is on for here in the U.S. Memorial Day is on the 29th, not the 30th. So 30th is when Dale says your voice doesn't stop, but video keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Because that means you unfortunately have to put up with my voice the whole time.
Baha.
Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Anyway, they are awesome. They are great people, and I appreciate the invite. So, no, you're fine, Laurie. I get it. I understand it, but things are just not traditional anymore.
No.
Anyways, I could go so many different directions from there, but I'm going to leave that one alone. Now know who to blame for this monster that she created. Thank you, Dale. Appreciate that. You're
Larry, just old, darling.
Oh no, you're not old.
No.
So, what is new in Blues World? Anything that you're willing to talk about? Let me put it that way, because I'm sure there's a lot of things that are new, and that's just the way it goes.
Oh yeah. We've been playing catch up because I hadn't got a lot of work done the week before last, or this week,
right?
Last week, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I'm lost already.
That time when you were unable to get everything.
Yeah, that time that I wasn't able to get any work done. I've been trying to play catch up this week. Yes. And I was doing really well until Thursday, and I started getting chronic fatigue syndromes. And yesterday was really fun because how rude.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry.
Ask me a question that goes off. I know how it is. Yeah. See?
Is that how you're going to be my friend?
There you go. See? Yep.
Mm-hmm. Let's have an avatar war. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I see how it is. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Happy anniversary, Lori. And I did not know that because I unfortunately, when we're involved as much as we were Tuesday night and as long as it was, I don't get a chance to pay much attention to chat. So,
yeah.
Anyways, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah. So yesterday it was really fun. I just got off the phone to Tanny in the morning, about 10 o'clock in the morning, and was typing, and I woke up 40 minutes later.
That reminds me of the kid eating dinner and goes poof right in his
That's
plate.
Literally what happens. People don't understand that. They think, yeah, it's just you yawning and napping all the time. No, it's literally, you don't even know it's going to hit sometimes, and you don't even know, and you literally just pass out. And it's just the weirdest thing.
Oh, that is yours. Sorry. I was holding Patty's phone ransom and I didn't realize it.
Oh. Hi, Patty.
Hello. Oh, she heard you, and so did everybody else in YouTube land. Oh. How did you pull yourself out of that?
I had to let it run its course. You can't stop it. You can't fight it. And there's still so many doctors out there that say, oh, you need to fight it, you need to fight it. But they don't understand. Unless I'm at somewhere safe, I could fall asleep mid-sentence, mid-talking to someone, standing up, and just literally be flat out in deep sleep.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, like I could be talking to you, suddenly start slurring my words and actually just stop speaking mid-sentence, and you'll just see that I'm asleep.
Yeah.
You know, and you've got to just let it run its course. You can't fight that. If it's just like, oh, I'm sleepy after I've eaten a meal, yes, you can fight that. You get up, you can walk around, you can get, you know, you can get all the things going and, you know, all of that. But no amount of activating your glucose stores are going to help you with chronic fatigue, because you're just going to literally just pass out. And that's what's been happening the last couple of days. So, yeah, that was fun.
All right.
What goes hand in hand with that is because I've been sleeping so much the last couple of days, I was awake at midnight.
Yeah, that's the problem with that, is that you kind of almost reverse your clock, per se.
Yeah, it completely messes up your sleep cycle. So then
Right.
over this weekend, I've got to try and get that back on track again, which is fun. No, Grey Wolf, it's not narcolepsy, it's chronic fatigue. It does have some similar symptoms, but not quite the same.
Right.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I'm going to assume that put you on another setback.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I had to delete 30 pages of
X's and Y's and Z's, E's and F's.
E's and F's. When my fingers had just gone boom. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was fun.
I'm not sure. I would think I'd hit the B, the N, and the space bar. I think are the three I'd probably hit.
Yeah. But it's all good. It just means a little bit of catching up and a little bit more work to do next week. But, you know, get it all done.
We'll get over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you want to talk a little bit about what's happening? What is consuming a lot of your time these days?
I'm writing the recipe booklets for the Wellness for Healthiness series that's coming on the 5th of June. I just want to double check that. Yeah, it is definitely the 5th of June. I will be doing the Friday live on the 2nd of June to introduce it, but it will be kicking off properly on the 5th.
Okay. Sorry, it's humid and hot here, so I'm just like, well, good.
Yeah.
I bet your fingers hurt after a while.
Yes and no. A lot of the stuff is already, it's stuff that I've already written down. So some of it's copy and pasting, but it's getting the formatting right and stuff like that. So there's a lot of that going on. Some of it I have to write out, some of it I don't. So, you know, probably 1 in 4 I have to write out fully. Okay. So, yeah.
I know, man. Anyway.
Yes, but it's a 30-week series, and it's where I get to put all my expensive education together and help people who want to get healthy in a good, safe way. Yeah.
Well, that is very cool.
Yes, backed by proper nutritional science. So yeah.
Yep. And it's being proved quite well. So
It
that's
has
a
been
good
proved.
thing.
Yep.
It's you're having a lot, even though you do most of the work, you are having some outside help. And I think that's wonderful because
Yes.
it gives a different perspective before you put it out to the public, So
Yes.
I think that's great.
Yeah. I've been contacting certain people that have been doing this for years, even some of the people who've actually done the research, who were behind the research, and are well known for their research into some of this. And yeah. So I've got a lot of backing doing this, and we're going to just keep going forward. And, I mean, like, I have to do it myself because I've been very naughty.
Yes.
Well, not really naughty. It's just life has been different. So, things happen. But, but it's, and I think it's also doing it in a way that is non-judgmental of yourself and others.
Mm-hmm.
Taking it for what it is and taking it a day at a time. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
yes,
Tony,
I do. I would love to have a fan right there. So, Jam It Up June starts June 1st.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
30 days of recipes.
Yes.
And then we'll have Jarred Up July, which will have 31 days of recipes.
Yes.
Videos. Because we're not sure. Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter, because it's whatever you can stick in a jar as long as it's legal and not so weird that we're going to have to say no.
Right. Yes. So anybody that is involved in either of those, you will be receiving a email probably Monday morning. I will try to get it out by then. It may be a little bit before, but I'm going to try by Monday. So, should we divulge some special guest kind of information?
I actually think that would be really cool. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so I need a drum roll again. Joining us. Okay, I didn't say hurt yourself. I said a drum roll.
Oops.
Amongst the channels that have already committed to doing both June and July, we also look at Lori prepping for Heaven's comment. I got to show everybody this one. Anyways, we also will have to my knowledge, first-time collaborator joining us for both months. And that would be the company 4 Jars Lids will actually be a collaborator in both Jam It Up June and Jar It Up July, as well as primary sponsor for both collaborations.
Yeah.
So I think that is wonderful and awesome.
Yes. Which is awesome.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing and awesome.
We've been waiting and waiting, and I finally got confirmation this last week. So, yeah. So they're looking forward to it. And July was easy scheduling. June was a little bit harder. So I gave them what they needed, and they gave me what I needed, and we got it to work out. So I can already tell you the dates, but you'll have to wait for that until it comes out in description boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just happened. I love that, Dale.
Yes, it did.
Boom, that just happened. Yes, it did. Oh, Laurie smells like a skunk. I'm not sure why. Anyways, that's wonderful news. That's great for us. It's great for the community. And again, this to me is one of those things. And I know, Blue, you guys don't get 4 jars over there like we do. But for us here in the U.S. to have a company that's providing you product be a part of what you're doing in the community, it really does make a difference, and it shows you how much they are really about the community. So I thought that was wonderful that they were willing to do that. So
yeah.
ooh, I have always hated this emoji because it just looks blah.
Well, because it's supposed to be.
I know it's blah.
It is what it is.
Yes. So Suburban Hillbilly just joined us, and
Hey.
I'd be curious if she got to hear the news. Let's see. Let's wait. Can you hear it?
Oh, Cards Against Humanity is the best, man. Go enjoy it. Go enjoy it, Xander. Enjoy it.
Oh, good luck with that, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good night. Thank you for coming along. So, Suburban Hillbilly, we have surprise guest collaborators in both Jam It Up June and Jarred Up July. And that actually will be the company, Four Jars Lids, will be collaborators as well as primary sponsors for both of those collaborations. That's something that's been in discussion in the works since last year.
Yes.
And I'm here to tell you they're moving their production over to the US. They're putting together a 16,000 square foot warehouse. They're introducing new products, and to take the time out to do this, I just thought was wonderful. I thought that was great. So, and again, last year had no hesitation when I asked them about being primary sponsors, but I had to wait and reconfirm it and make sure everything was still the same.
Yeah.
But we had already had the conversation last year, so I already knew it was out there. I just needed to confirm it. So,
yeah.
Yes, it does, Dale. I agree. Sorry, go ahead, Blue.
No, I was just saying to Dale, so yeah, it does say a lot for them as a company.
Yeah. And they're very much wanting to be very integrated into the candy community because I don't know if you guys realize it.
Customers for a start, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, there is that part of it, but here's some little footnotes about the company. Okay. They actually are from the Ukraine. They've been in business 4 years, and in 4 years, they've been able to take it from getting wherever they could because of the shortage of metal and the demand on it, and sealants and other things, to building their own warehouse in the US so that this can be the primary source and location of product making. And that's what their goal was at some point. They just had to wait and go through the hoops. One thing I will tell you, which will shock everybody. Now, I said they've been in business 4 years, right? Their president and CEO of their company is 24 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
So think about that. A 20-year-old pushing his family to put a product out there that really saved a lot in the canning community in the US anyways. And now they've grown to where they are. And they've definitely, for good reason, put a good name out there for themselves. So
exactly.
Definitely give them all the kudos in the world, because it's the only brand I will use to actively can with new products. But I'll be honest, I still have Ball and Cur and whatnot that I use for dry storage, or if I got nuts and bolts I got to put something in, or I want to put my pasta in a jar, I'll still use those until they're gone. But the failure rate is just too high to use them, and I'm not going to go through the time and the waste of the product just to have them fail. So anyway,
not worth it.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it. So very good company, and their customer service is good, and I personally stand behind their product. I'm not implying anybody has to or does. It's just my personal choice, because to me, as a company, they prove themselves. The product has proven itself. So that's where I'm at. And if you ever want a discount, you can go to my pages, my video pages, and it's always a code.
There you go.
Kitchen 10, not hard to figure out and remember.
Nope.
So, yes, Mimi says she's waiting for their jars to come out. So am I. So they also just announced that they're doing, I cannot remember the name of it, but it's a jar that was, I think primarily in Canada and some other places, but it's an in-between size jar. I think it's an in-between. I'm not even going to try to say it, but it's a new jar that they have. Hello, Radio Jonesy.
Hey, Jonesy.
And Rena, I'm not saying everybody does. I'm just saying I have had those things. There are some people that stand by those products, and that's fine. That's their choice.
Yeah.
I've never had a failure that wasn't my own fault, which I've been able to trace it back to, and to have the company. I mean, I call Mike. I don't call a customer service line or anything, and that's not to. I mean, that's how they reach out. That's the way they are.
Yeah.
You know, so
Rena's just said
it makes it nice when you got a company that'll stand behind you and what you're doing. So that's what they've done, and that's what they will continue to do, unless something changes. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's enough about that one.
Rena just said 1.5 pints, which would be 900 mils.
Okay, thank you. That's one of the things I'm trying to get my brain into remembering is when I do a recipe, don't forget the conversion, because I do want to start putting that out there.
Yeah.
I just forget it because it's not commonplace.
Well, it's not a problem.
Well, it is. Yeah. Okay. Makes it easier for you guys, though.
Well, yeah, but it's not so. I mean, like the hardest conversion for us is cups, okay? Because American cup size and European cup size and Australian cup size are 3 different sizes, okay? So that's the biggest issue that we have, because obviously a cup full of feathers is going to be a lot lighter than a cup full of wheat berries.
And why would you be measuring out a cup full of feathers just out of curiosity?
I don't know, so I could tar and feather someone.
I'm not even going down that road. That's a rabbit hole I'm not jumping in.
Well, you know what's happening up that road, so it could happen. That's all I'm saying.
You're funny.
I mean, it wouldn't, but I'm ready. Yeah. So even though there are some charts out there that have certain ingredients and how much they would weigh if it's a cup full, a lot of the conversions that I find tend to have odd numbers on them. They're not rounded up or down.
Right.
Which can be frustrating for new cooks, especially when it comes to converting oven temperatures, etc. Okay, so say for example 180 here would be looked at as, if you did a direct conversion, would be seen as 364 over there.
Okay,
but we would round that down to 360,
which then throws the recipe off.
But it doesn't throw the recipe off.
It could. I don't mean it does.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. But it's I don't hate Celsius, and I'm like, when I was at school, everything was imperial, so it was inches and fluid ounces and all of the measurements that you guys use. But in the mid 80s, it all got switched over to centimeters and meters and all of that kind of stuff, which Australia was already using, and then Europe caught up. So I was sort of stuck between 2 lots of learning. Right. So I could convert it a lot easier than a lot of other people can. But it's also knowing that certain conversions don't have to be exact.
True.
They usually rounded up or rounded down to the nearest 10. So, yeah.
Well, and another thing too, here in the U.S., one of the big misconceptions that people do, and I see it all the time, is they'll use a dry measuring cup for liquid or a liquid measuring cup for dry goods, and it's like they're two different.
That's what a measuring jug's for.
Well, yeah.
For me, that's what a measuring jug's for. I don't use my cup measures for liquids. I only use the measuring jug because it has all the different conversions on it, and that's an easier thing. But see, our teaspoons, tablespoons, dessert spoons, and they're all different now. They didn't used to be different. Teaspoon used to be 5 ml, and a tablespoon used to be the equivalent of 3 teaspoons,
which would be 15. Right.
And then you had the serving spoon, which they don't use the serving spoon anymore, which was 3 tablespoons, because they were based on the silver cutlery ware that we all used to have in our houses.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
45 ml then, right? If I'm doing the numbers right.
That would be 45.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it's different, but a mil equals a gram. So that's how it's worked out.
So 45 grams is the same as 45 mil?
Yes. Yeah. But see, they're not that anymore, and they've got these little cup things, and they're not exact. So if you're doing old recipes, they're not what you want. You want to have a set of the really old antique silver stuff that used to be in commonplace use.
Right.
Yeah, 1 liter equals a kilogram. Exactly right, Jonesy. So, yeah.
Guess what?
Give me just 1 second, please.
I actually find the metric system a lot easier to use than the imperial system, basically because it's all in tens and hundreds. It's a lot easier to convert than the other way around.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I understand it is confusing for some people, but I think I've gotten to a point where now I'm putting myself on the spot and I can't remember what it is. I could remember what a cup was, what a half cup was, what a quarter cup was in metric measurement. And so I knew what that was, especially during the holidays when we're doing a lot of baking and cooking and things like that, because we were, there's quite a few recipes that I have in our stuff that has mils and grams and, so it's trying to, once you do it on a repetitive process, it's not that big of a deal. It's just, I always forget to put it in the recipe when I'm putting it on a video because it doesn't cross my mind.
But that's okay as well, and there are conversion tables on Google, as Jonesy has said, which it makes it a lot easier as well. But just remembering that it rounds up and rounds down, because Google is very exact.
Yes.
So if someone said to me, how many centimeters is in an inch, I would say to them, it's 2. It's actually 2.25 blah, blah, blah. But
blah, blah,
blah, blah, blah. But it's, if you're converting it, it's 2 centimeters to an inch.
Right.
So, yeah. So it's not as difficult. It's just learning that bit, as long as there's rounding up or rounding down, but you keep to that rounding as well. And the reason that the cup sizes are different here than in the States is because the cup measurement in the States is based on the stoneware cups that were brought over with the people that came over back in
mean
the
those
day.
people that hopped on a ship and floated
The
across the
ones who
water?
shopped on a ship, they weren't bringing fine china. They couldn't afford it. They had stoneware cups. Over here, the majority of baking was done in the big houses, and they had fancy china cups, which are slightly smaller.
I thought New China came from China.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. You're so funny.
You crack me up. You're hilarious.
So, yeah. But then if you look at the size of the cup sizes in Australia, they're slightly in between because it's slightly in between. You guys...
That's an actual reason.
That's an actual reason, okay? Because you guys had a lot of people coming over in from the 1400s to the 15 and 1600s. They didn't start coming to Australia until the 1800s.
What is wrong with people? Oh, Lord.
So it's a different size cup, and it was slightly more refined. So it was a cross between a fine bone china cup, which is like the Royal Doulton teacups, and an everyday cup. So that you guys had that came over with you. So you've got that change in between the three. Yeah. I know it's weird, but it is what it is.
Yeah, take you to a history class and explain that history. That would be hilarious. You know, when you people came over and I love that. I love that.
Yep.
Do you remember when you guys decided to throw a little temper tantrum because you didn't like the king and you hopped the boat and went swishy over to it? Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm just playing with you.
See,
but I do think in reality, I think it's important to know where your measurements are from where you're at. You know?
That's it. And the other thing is that at the time that Australia was starting to be colonized, enamel had come out. So you had enamel tin cups, and that's the kind of size that I'm talking about, is the enamel tin cups, which were given to prisoners.
From you guys?
Oh, not me. My ancestor, sure.
I didn't mean you, literally.
No, not me, but my ancestor, absolutely. He would have had a tin cup. Because at that point, all the tin mines in Cornwall were going 100 miles an hour, and they were knocking out these tin cups really, really quickly, and they would have traveled well, and they would have gone, you would have been given, this is your cup. If you lose it, tough.
Right.
And
that's a good point too. At the time, we had needed to know what would travel well. I mean, there were
absolutely
things happen for a reason. It wasn't usually back in that time. It wasn't happenstance. It was because it was thought out, meticulously planned, plotted. So.
Yep.
Anyways, we can move away from that. I just was bringing it up. I don't know why.
But there's a reason for different sizes in different countries. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, and I agree with you, but I do think, again, like I said before, it's important to know where you're getting.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do a recipe from Australia, make sure you understand that there is a difference, and so you need to try to figure out the conversion if you can. If you can't, you can't.
That's why on some blogs they'll have metric, they'll have US custom, and then they'll have other they'll have imperial measurements. So it'll be 3 separate different measurements, so that at least somebody will get something,
Right. Got it. No, that makes sense. Why do they call it US customs though?
US customary scale.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Customary measurement.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd never seen it like that before, so I was curious. So anything else new? Anything else going on that you know of? And I got a barking dog, so sorry.
My greenhouse is gone mental.
That's what it's supposed to do.
I know, but it's got completely mental.
Oh. What? Hold on just a second.
Yeah, they were, Laurie. They were hard. Rough seas were hard on fancy China. They absolutely were. Yeah.
So I was sitting there one day, right? I was talking to my friend on YouTube.
Yeah, huh?
She was sitting on the toilet while Sage was taking
So, kind of quiet in chat tonight. I think everybody's dozing off.
Maybe.
I know Teresa said she was nodding or dozing, maybe she said.
Oh, bless her. That's all good. It is what it is. It's just a chill night. I mean, like, it's foggy here.
Yeah.
And I didn't really realize till I looked out the window and I can't see the church steeple. And I was like, what? And it's actually foggy. So, wow. Yeah.
I owe everybody an apology.
What?
And I might as well bring it up and just apologize now.
Okay.
We didn't do a Sunday functioning chat because it was Mother's Day, and I forgot to post on my community tab that we weren't doing it. Why? I assume everybody kind of gathered that, but I still didn't do that, and for that I apologize. I should have put it on my community tab. So,
dude, Jonesy, you need to fix that fence, dude.
Yeah.
Or make like a netted garden area, or fenced off garden area so that they can't get in.
Something, yeah. Yeah, Lori, I agree. It does seem like there's a lot of missing people, but we have people that are busy doing things. So,
but yeah, there's that meetup, the mid.
In the Oklahoma meetup, yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Mid?
They jump. I know they jump, but you know.
Hold on. Go ahead.
And tunnel. I used to have when we had the Chicken Hilton. What I did to stop anything from tunneling under was I put a 3-foot piece of chicken wire fencing on an angle in a trench going on the outside of the actual structure, and it stopped everything from getting there. We never had trouble with rats. We never had trouble with mice. We definitely didn't have trouble with like roos or, you know, wallabies or anything like that. So it's a good one to look at. It's an option. I'm just saying options, you know.
So it is the Mid-American Meetup, and it's at Tenkiller, Oklahoma. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And everyone's there. I mean, like, yeah, because I was in Lisa from Yogi Hollow Farms live earlier, and it was very quiet over there too.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. But that's okay.
It is. It's okay. It is
what it is. It is what it is, you know.
Yeah. And they're having fun. I'm sure they're having a good time, you know.
I'm sure they're having a great time. So that's all good. Yeah.
And Ginger and Joey were busy tonight doing other things, and so they needed the time off.
They sorting out the piggies.
Yes.
They're giving them room to have a time out because they're being naughty.
Okay. That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay, meet up to fur. I'm not quite sure what Teresa's saying.
Oklahoma meet up too far, maybe?
Oh, okay. I guess I was reading it a different way, but it makes sense what you're saying. I'm going to go with it because it way makes better sense than what I was thinking it was saying.
I know, right?
Next year, it's in Arkansas.
I thought it was that for the longest time. I thought it was Arkansas. I was like,
that's how I used to
why would
always
you do
try to
that?
remember. That's how I used to always try to remember how to spell it was Arkansas. Arkansas.
When people were calling it Arkansas, I was like, I've never seen that before. Which one's that? And then someone showed me, and I was like, no.
I used to get in trouble for my, I think it was my 3rd or 4th grade teacher because I'd always spell Arkansas Arkinsaw.
Well, yeah, because that's how it sounds.
That's how it sounds, right? And she's like,
yeah.
Where are you getting this from? She said it's Kansas with the letters AR in front of it. It's not hard to figure out. It's like, why didn't you tell me that 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yep.
Oh, the Oklahoma. Oh, for Teresa was. I thought that was Radio Jonesy saying it's in Arkansas next year, but the Oklahoma one was too far for him. I'm going to go with probably anything in the U.S. is too far right now, right, Radio? Anyway.
Yes.
How's your weather? Because it is, I mean, other than the
fog,
misty,
the fact that I can't see the houses in front of my house, like 10 feet away from me.
Yeah, that's it's foggy. What temperature is it?
Oh, what temperature is it right now? It's 5 degrees Celsius. So that is.
Holy Moses, that's like 185 Fahrenheit, isn't it?
You're so funny.
I'm trying 41. To be, and you're not letting me.
It's 41.
So it is.
It's cold. That's 60, what it is. It's cold.
No, it's 68 degrees here, no breeze, and it's sultry and smoky.
Oh, what? How rude. You're upset because it's 20 degrees Celsius? Are you kidding me? That's what we're supposed to have for the rest of the day. This fog's actually supposed to burn off by about 8 o'clock.
Do you realize that 2 hours ago it was 78 degrees? So 60 or 20 Celsius is our cool off point. Well, it's our cool off point. You got to remember that.
And?
Nothing. Enjoy your fog.
Yeah, the next few days we're supposed to have those kinds of temperatures, actually, which is really good because it means that I can get stuff done in the garden. And hopefully I can talk Tanny into putting the handles and levers up on the greenhouse windows would be awesome.
Rena's asking if because I said it was smoky, are we getting smoke from the Canadian fires? Yes, we are. We are getting inundated with the smoke from the fires. You can hear it in my voice. I mean, I can tell. It's so last we heard, which was earlier, not early this morning, but earlier in the morning, it was 92 fires in Calgary and only 26 contained. And we're getting their smoke. So, and then, no, where was that? Alberta is where that was. And then Calgary's got fires on top of it. So.
Nice.
Yes. Gotta love it.
They purposely set by someone?
No, we think it was lightning strikes that caused it because they had a lot of lightning over the last week or so. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had thunderstorms here today, and it actually rained a little bit out of them, but it wasn't enough to change anything. So.
Yeah. We used to get bushfires just pretty much just after Christmas, starting on Boxing Day, really, in Australia. It got to the point where we knew that some of them were started by lightning strikes, and Australian fauna and flora is actually designed to, especially some plants and stuff, they're designed to only germinate with the help of fire.
Oh, wow.
You can't break and open the seed pods. They have to be burnt off. So they've developed themselves that way, and that's normal. But now people like to go and help, shall we say, which makes it worse, far more dangerous. And yeah, it's not a good thing.
I love the way you said that. Help.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Far out.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Excuse me. It'll be okay.
Gum trees do go up quick. You're right, Jonesy. They absolutely do. Because they're so full of all of that oil, a lot more than a lot of other trees. They just go woomph. They're like kindle any time of the day. Even when they're green. Normal green wood takes a lot to burn, but eucalyptus trees just go up. Boom.
I'm in Eastern Washington is where I'm at. I was seeing what Lori and Teresa were saying where they're at. So
yeah,
we're up in touching the Canadian border, Eastern Washington.
What is it Dale says? The armpit of Canada?
Okay, so I'm going to put it this way. Are you ready?
Yes.
Hold on a second. I need to clarify something before I open my mouth.
Yeah, Laurie, like pine trees. Yeah, pine, cypress, anything with a heavy oil content. Yeah. Sorry. I think he's looking something up, but it looks like he's giving me the eyeball.
I'm not giving you the eyeball. I'm trying not to give you the eyeball.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
So if I live in the armpit of Canada, then Dale lives in the butthole of North Dakota.
Okay. Well, at least we know where you are on the body of things.
Did you hear me?
I did.
Okay. All I heard is the body of things, and before that, you were frozen on
At
mine.
least we know where you guys live on the body of things.
On the body of things, yes. I apologize, guys. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I got two choices, bad and worse. So
yeah. I'm just glad mine's held out for this long. It was really bad yesterday. It was choppy as all get out. Yeah. It was dropping in and out all day long. It was driving me mental. Especially when you're trying to watch something on TV. Do you know what I mean? And you need the internet to run the TV.
Yes.
And it's like you get one word and then it stops, and then another word and then it stops, and then it's like takes 5 minutes to do like a 5-second bit, and you're like,
you know what's funny though? You could sit there and you can have a conversation out of StreamYard. You can have a conversation with Ginger, and that girl is crystal clear. But as soon as she gets in StreamYard, she turns into this pixelated mess you can barely understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it takes more of your internet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Lori actually is just that. When she gets on a live stream, for some reason, she just
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, when we're not on StreamYard or even Melon, it works the same way in Blue's case.
Yeah.
She can be
Oh,
crystal
it's not
clear and we'll
Melon
talk for
anymore.
hours.
It has a posh name now. Streamlabs Live. Hang on.
Oh, it's not Melon anymore. Is that
No,
what
it's
you're
no
saying?
longer Melon.
Okay.
It's Streamlabs Talk Studio.
That's a
It's
mouthful.
like wonderful.
Nothing short about that, is there?
No. I wish they left it at Melon. Because now they've signed me out and I've got to remember which of my emails I sign in on.
But that's kind of hokey because it sounds too much like StreamYard.
But it's not StreamYard, it's Streamlabs. And Streamlabs has been around a lot longer than StreamYard.
But they were called Melon before. Oh boy. I'm going to get myself in trouble tonight. Let me see how many other lives I can get blocked.
Oh dear. It's all good. It's all good.
Anyway, so I'm gonna cut it short tonight because I am like hot and people look like they have other things to do, and
yes.
So I do appreciate everybody that did show up. I always appreciate that. Anybody that modded, I appreciate that. I'll save that for later. And of course, Blue, thank you for being here.
That's okay. What else am I going to do at 5 o'clock in the morning? I mean, like, seriously. I mean, most people sleep.
Well, I was going to say you could choose not to be up here. I mean, regardless of what you're doing.
It gives me something to do. Keeps me awake.
Yes, Lori, I was shocked it was scrapped too, but there's nothing we could do about it. They decided it for me. So that's fine. I mean, I'll try to beat them at their own game as much as I can. And then at some point I won't be able to, and that's fine. But we're going to take a break from the music and we're going to move into Taboo starting Tuesday night, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Kettle Kitchen. You're more welcome to join us. And then we'll have Sunday functioning chat. And if everything goes as planned, secret special guest. And I'm not telling you any more than that. So I'm just going to concur with a statement I see in chat. I'm not going to say a word, but 100%. Thank you. I mean, really, you guys, thank you for coming in. You're saying thanks for the fun, but you guys make it fun. So thank you. We appreciate it. So you guys have a good night. Remember, be safe, think ahead, meal prep with ease, and preserve, because that's very important. All right.
Yep.
Love you all and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.